What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TV Toycast YouTube channel, as today we are unboxing the Transformers Legacy Night Prowler. Never thought in a million years this would be happening. And I'm talking about Transformers. I have never collected Transformers. I have never bought Transformers. It was never something that was on my radar. Let me explain to you what happened here. So, I do another podcast called the Saturday Morning Rumble Wheel. Shout out to that show. It's a lot of fun with my good friend Daniel Cross. We landed on Transformers as a topic. I say to him, I don't know a lot about Transformers. He says the same. So, he goes, well, guess what? I have a buddy who's a diehard Transformers fan. His name is Nathan. How about we invite him to be on the show? To me, sounds like an absolute fantastic idea. We can kind of talk about what we know, what we don't know, this and that, what have you. And maybe he can fill in all those gaps for us. And he definitely did that. And in that process, he kind of made me a little itchy to collect this line. So who knows what's going to happen. I do have 3 other Transformer figures over there in my pile to unbox. That will be coming up shortly. But yeah, today we're unboxing Night Prowler. Super cool looking figure. I picked this up at a vintage toy store. Man, look at that. Really, really fun. Of course, this reminds me somewhat of the Beast Wars line. You guys remember Beast Wars? I remember those hitting in the 90s. Of course, a new take on Transformers, right? Transformers had been around for probably a decade at that point, actually longer than that. And like any line, they feel like maybe it's gotten stale. We got to relaunch. We got to change it up. And thus we get Beast Wars. A lot of diehard Transformers people not really into that, which I totally understand. But at the same time, for me, that was pretty cool. I remember having this 2-pack, and it was an alligator and a bat. And I don't remember all the details. I'll try to post a picture right here if I can find it. But I remember having that and thinking that they were really fun, and they were just cool toys. The thing that's always gotten me about Transformers, and this is my biggest probably gripe about it, and if you're a diehard Transformers fan and you're listening to this video, you're probably going to hate me. My apologies. I'm new to this. I'm kind of learning, and even unboxing this, I'm not sure because I'm like, I don't know how to transform this thing. So I may have to do a time-lapse video or something to kind of do it quickly because I will be a little bit lost. But so bear with me on this first one here. But you know, with Transformers, like I said, I didn't know a lot about them, and so getting into it was kind of unique and kind of different. And with the Beast Wars line, like I said, I didn't know much, but it was fun. But the thing that got me, the big thing that kind of drove me crazy was the scale. Every figure seemed like it was a little bit different. You had some small ones, some medium, some big, and I've always been a snob for scale. Well, Nathan broke down something to me that I just didn't know. And that's, maybe some of you don't know if you're not a Transformer guy, right there. Deluxe. Deluxe class. He said, yeah, that's that kind of the basic, you know, line. Then you have Voyager, which is a little bit bigger. I think Core is even smaller than this. And then they have, of course, the much, much bigger figures, which I'm like, oh, okay. When that was kind of broken down to me, I'm like, well, if I just stick with one scale, maybe that's my, that's the way I'll collect it. So we'll see what happens here. I'm sure that will kind of differentiate here and there, but really cool figure. I love the artwork there. Kind of a Jaguar-looking cheetah character, of course. Look at this artwork. Really, really fun. The Japanese writing there is really cool. Great stuff. Of course, this comes from Hasbro. So 20 moves, or 20 steps, you can turn this into that. He's an Autobot, of course. That means he is a babyface, as it were, a good guy. But seems easy enough. I like how his tail becomes his weapon, like a club. That's pretty cool. And some other artwork there. Really, really cool stuff. So yeah, we're going to get this guy opened up and kind of see how it looks. But like I said, Transformers, something new to me. And not something I had ever really collected. I mentioned that Beast Wars 2-pack, which is the only one I ever had. Besides one other. I got one at a birthday party when I was probably 9 or 10 years old. And did you guys ever have that happen at a birthday party? Where you got a figure that you weren't, maybe not even a figure, but something that you didn't really know much about. I remember getting a Transformer one year that I wasn't really into, but I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I got, very cool. Oh, I like this. Instructions. Man, we don't see instructions a lot today. But look at that. Well, that just seems easy, right? Start here. Boom, 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 boom. And then you got yourself a jaguar or a cheetah, whatever animal he happens to be. I'm not 100% sure. We are going to hang on to that. I probably don't need that one. Just a bunch of warnings and stuff. Of course, the box there, not much more. We can get rid of that. And of course, oh man, is he ever fastened in there? Zip tie city. Lord have mercy. Okay, we're gonna get all those clipped off. We're gonna get Night Prowler out and see how he looks. All right, we got Night Prowler out of the box. He looks really, really cool. A cool looking figure for sure. Stands up well. Obviously, tons of articulation is going to be necessary to transform these guys. But yeah, I dig this figure a lot. To kind of give you a close-up view of him, I mean, you can see all the different parts here. I love how the hooves kind of go into his back there. Very cool. His tail, like I said, kind of becomes almost like a sword or a weapon of sort. But really, really cool. Like I said, I've never really been much into Transformers. I did mention earlier in the video that I did get one for a birthday, and I remember, I don't even remember the character, but I remember having it and being like, oh, this is cool. And like most kids, I kind of threw the instructions away, so I had to figure out how to transform it on my own. But it was a fun figure, and I remember being like, wow, this is cool. But back in those days, I stayed away from Transformers. Mostly because of the different scale, and be like, okay, a basic figure is going to be this much, a bigger figure is this much, a much bigger figure this much, a huge figure is this much. You just end up spending, I feel like, way too much money. Where I do like for the most part, a lot of the figures today are all kind of the same standard price. Now you have McFarlane has the mega figures, which are about $40, and Marvel Legends has bigger deluxe figures and stuff like that. But for the most part, everybody's kind of the same price range. And I think with Transformers, it kind of being all over the place does make it a little bit harder to be a completist in that regard, unless you're just 100% all into Transformers. I do know, following the Transformer movies, and I know that's probably blasphemy to some people who are massive Transformers fans, that I did kind of like want to get some of these, but again, I felt like the lines were all over the place, the scale was all over the place. It was hard to collect a little bit, and but I did start looking on Big Bad Toy Store, and they have them all kind of broke down by class, by series, and everything else. A little easier to navigate. So if it's something you want to dive into, I'd say it's a little bit easier to do. And I know there's probably people that just collect the regular line. They don't dive into like the Beast Wars style, where they turn into animals. But to me, this is a really cool figure. I think it displays well, very much like this. But I think one thing that's really cool, because it is a Transformer, you could display it in animal form. And I'm going to do my best to attempt to do animal form here, so let's see what happens.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time.
So, what do you guys think? Looks like a cheetah to me. You're close enough. I'm not sure it's totally 100% right, but I think I got it pretty close. Hopefully that time-lapse video wasn't too difficult to watch. It's a lot of parts, though. It's a lot of parts to move around. I feel like if your collection grows on these guys, it's definitely going to be challenging, because it's so much to try to remember. Like, how did I get this thing together? How did I make this thing work? But it is definitely a fun figure. It's definitely fun. I plan to unbox more Transformers here on the channel. I think these are a lot of fun. And hopefully we got more coming up, because I definitely have a stack of them. But these will be a little bit of a challenge to record, just because of trying to transform them, show you both forms, all that stuff. So are you a Transformers fan? Let me know. Throw it in the comments below. Let me know what you think about it. In fact, back in the day, me and Jeff Toon covered Transformers G1 Series 1 Part 1 on the TB Toycast. Make sure to check out that. And make sure to subscribe to the TB Toycast podcast. New episodes drop every Thursday. A lot of fun there. And check out my other unboxing videos. I have a lot of fun unboxing videos. I did Streaks from Street Sharks recently. Street Sharks making a huge comeback in 2024. No one expected that, but it happened. I've also unboxed Kurt Fuller from Grapplers and Gimmicks. What a fun line that is. Over there at Hastel Toy, one of my favorite retro companies going today. Correction, my favorite retro company going today. A lot of fun over there, Grapplers and Gimmicks. I've also recently unboxed Gladiator from Mythic Legions. Kind of a line that slides under the radar a little bit. Not a lot of people are familiar with that line, but I absolutely love it. I think it's so much fun. And yeah, that's Night Prowler. What do you guys think? Cool figure. I dig it. And hopefully we'll see more of these in the future, because the Transformers are definitely something I'm digging right now. Never would have expected to dive into these, but here we are. Really, really cool stuff. And that's all I got for this version of Night Prowler. I'm going to transform him one more time, and we'll be back to close out the show. All right, I got him back here as Night Prowler. What do you guys think? Actually, not too bad to untransform. Once I kind of got the pattern, it was just kind of like remembering the little pattern you had, and you're like, okay, boom, 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 here we go. Not as bad the second time. I dig these. I like these more than I was initially thinking I was going to, so I would say more Transformers will be coming up. I have so much stuff to unbox on the channel. I have Simpsons figures. I have WWE Elites. I have G.I. Joe. I have some more Animal Warriors from the what is it? The Animal Warriors from the Primal Kingdom. I'm going to be unboxing those. Some retros, some big rubber guys. Some more retro Spawn figures coming up. Of course, tons of DC Multiverse I'm going to be sprinkling in there. I'm doing 3 videos a week, and I don't want to overwhelm myself, because I could probably do 5 a week. I could probably do 10 a week, because I do buy a lot. It's just I don't want to overwhelm myself as far as videos and podcasting. Anyone who does any type of content creation knows how difficult that can be. So this is Night Prowler, my first Transformer unboxing. Thank you guys for checking it out. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast, and let me know what videos you're enjoying. I try to have a wide variety. If there's stuff I haven't unboxed yet, let me know, and I will try to throw that in the rotation as well, because there's a lot of cool stuff happening on this YouTube channel. Thank you guys for checking it out, and we will see you in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly, so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot.